And when we talk about robots, what would be some of the examples of the types of robots that you have in mind?
There are so many different kinds of robots, and particularly the definition of robots in Japan is quite broad. So as long as it senses and acts and gather informations, like these three functions are fulfilled, that's seen as robots. So it doesn't have to take the human shape or animal shape, pet type robot. So in terms of functions, as I already mentioned, the monitoring camera to companion communication robots, and also maybe I should mention exoskeleton and so on, so like the physically assisted robots.
And in Japan, there's a big push to use robots, isn't there, in care? Why is that?
In Japan, the big shortage of carers. I guess when I mention carers, both in terms of professional, formal carers, as well as family carers, informal carers. So people want to sort of get some support and help and basically assistance from devices, and that one of them, the devices, could be robots, and that's the main reason. But from the government point of view, that's a shortage of care. But from the care providers' point of view, it's also the quality of care patients and older people can receive.
And in Ireland, people might be quite skeptical about using robots in care. What's the attitudes in Japan? Are people generally supportive of the idea?
Yes, I would say people like myself are used to robots, the image of robots. So they are not sort of fearful or scared of the image of the robots or the idea of using robots. But the actual use, that's a separate issue. For some people, people find it easy to use and sort of find it not necessarily approachable, but the design and the way they speak and so on, that's fine for some people, but some people might get sort of frustrated or by the functions, some parts of the functions of the design aspects, and sometimes they get frightened, especially older people who never lived with robots before.
And do people generally have a positive view? Because in Ireland, people often think of scary robots like Terminator, or they're going to take over the world. Do Japanese people generally have a positive view of robots?
Yes.
Why is that?
Yes, I guess as I again also mentioned, as a child, from childhood, most people get used to the idea of robots supporting humans in dramas and animes and so on. So the idea that robots can be evil or scary, that doesn't, generally speaking, that doesn't exist. But obviously Japanese people also watch Hollywood films and so on. So like they have a kind of a multiple views, but especially when people are developing engineers. I mean, also we have a very positive image of engineers generally in Japan. So where they're coming from and they're trying to help care professionals and so on, then the combination of that basically is a good positive image of robots.
Okay, so trust.
Yes, or yes, absolutely.